Have you ever woken up after a full 8 hours of sleep, only to feel more exhausted than when you went to bed? It's as if your soul is still wandering somewhere far away, while your body is forced to start a new day. If the answer is yes, then this story is for you. I used to be one of those people. My name is Leo, a young architect living in the bustling heart of Saigon. Every morning for me began with a battle. Not a battle with the alarm clock, but a battle with my own body. I got enough sleep, at least in theory. 8 hours every night, consistently. But when I opened my eyes, I always felt a thick fog enveloping my mind. My body felt heavy, as if carrying the weight of the whole world. A strong, thick coffee was the only thing that could drag me out of bed and push me into the grind of work. I told myself it was due to pressure, to exhaustion. I even worried I might be depressed. But deep down, I knew something was fundamentally off, a basic misalignment I couldn't quite name. My transformation began one weekend afternoon when I happened to visit the small pottery studio of Uncle Arthur, a longtime family friend. Uncle Arthur was over 60, but always exuded a peaceful and vibrant energy. Watching him mold a lifeless lump of clay into a work of art, I couldn't help but wonder. I asked him his secret to maintaining such clarity and vitality. He smiled gently, wiped his hands on his stained apron, and then said something that stunned me. Your day doesn't begin in the morning, but the night before. How you live the other 23 hours determines how you feel in the first hour after waking up. That statement opened a completely new door for me. Uncle Arthur didn't offer complicated advice. He simply shared how he lived in harmony with nature's rhythms, even amidst this noisy city. And I decided to try it, not as a therapy, but as a journey to rediscover a lost connection with myself. The first habit I changed was screen light . Previously, the first thing I did upon waking was reach for my phone. The cold blue light from the screen was the first thing my eyes saw. It was like a sudden electric shock that threw me into a whirlwind of information, anxiety, and work. Uncle Arthur said, "Let natural light awaken your body." So instead of my phone, I stepped out onto the balcony. For the first 10 minutes of the new day, I just stood there, breathing in the fresh morning air and letting the first gentle rays of sunlight touch my skin. It was difficult at first, feeling like I was missing something important. But gradually, I felt the difference. Morning sunlight not only warmed my body, but it also sent a strong signal to my brain that the new day had begun. It helps the body naturally boost cortisol for alertness, and more importantly, it switches off melatonin production, the sleep hormone. My body was awakened gently, slowly, instead of being forced by artificial light. Next was the second habit. Eat earlier than you think . I used to work late, order fast food, and eat quickly before going to bed. I always thought that as long as I ate enough, I could sleep well. But Uncle Arthur explained, when you sleep, your body needs to rest and regenerate. If you eat too late, your digestive system will have to work hard all night. Your body isn't resting. It's just working the night shift. I started aiming to eat dinner at least 3 hours before bed. This meant I had to rearrange my work, ending my workday earlier. In the first few days, I felt a little hungry before sleeping, but the results the next morning were astonishing. I woke up feeling light, my stomach no longer sluggish. My sleep was deeper, and for the first time in years, I understood what it meant for a body to be truly restored after a night. The third habit was perhaps the biggest challenge for a workaholic and tech addict like me. Slow down the evening before it speeds you up . My evenings used to be an endless race, answering work emails, scrolling through social media, watching thrilling movies. My brain was always in a state of high stimulation right up until I lay down in bed. Uncle Arthur called this hitting the gas just before the finish line. He suggested I create a soft boundary at 9 p.m. That was the time I turned off all screen devices. The laptop was closed, the phone was put on silent and charged in another room. I replaced bright white LED lights with a warm yellow lamp. The space around me became quieter. I started reading a book, listening to soothing instrumental music, or sometimes just sitting still and practicing deep breathing. It was a period where I allowed my body and mind to land slowly. It signaled that the workday was over and it was time to relax and prepare for rest. And finally, the fourth habit, an energetic start. **** move before the world moves you ****. Instead of jumping up and rushing to the coffee maker, I dedicated the first 15 to 30 minutes of the day to gentle movements. Not high-intensity workouts, but simple yoga poses, intentional stretches, and body extensions. I felt each muscle fiber in my body gradually awakening. Blood began to circulate, bringing oxygen to every cell. These movements weren't just good for the body. They were also an affirmation to the brain. I am fully awake and ready for the new day. It created an intrinsic source of energy, a clear exhilaration that no cup of coffee could match. Weeks, then months passed. I was no longer the Leo of old, that weary shadow living on caffeine and chronic fatigue. One Monday morning, I woke up even before my alarm rang. Early sunlight filtered through the gap in the curtains, and I felt an unusual clarity. No more fog, no more heaviness. I looked in the mirror and saw a man with bright eyes, a gentle smile on his lips. That was the moment I realized I wasn't just sleeping better. I was living better. The habits I had built were not quick fixes or superficial tricks. They were a profound reconnection. Reconnecting with the light of dawn instead of the light of screens. Reconnecting with the rhythm of time, giving the body enough hours to digest and rest. Reconnecting with the stillness of the evening, allowing the mind to settle. And reconnecting with the movement of my own body to awaken the energy from within. This journey taught me that to find energy, we don't need to search far. It is already within each of us, waiting to be awakened. It doesn't come from external things, but from living in harmony with our body's own natural rhythms. If you too are feeling lost and tired in your own life, try listening. Listen to what your body is telling you. Perhaps it doesn't need more caffeine, but more sunlight. Perhaps it doesn't need more sleep, but more peaceful evenings. Begin the journey back so that each morning you wake up, you don't just open your eyes but truly awaken to life.